assaults and kills another person must be put to death. But if it was simply an accident permitted by God, I will appoint a place of refuge where the slayer can run for safety. However, if someone deliberately kills another person, then that person must be taken from my altar and put to death. Anyone who strikes father or mother must be put to death. Kidnappers must be put to death, whether they are caught in possession of their victims or have already sold them as slaves. Anyone who curses father or mother must be put to death. Now suppose two people quarrel and one hits the other with a stone or fist, and the injured person does not die but is confined to bed. If the injured person is later able to walk again with the help of a crutch, then the one who struck the blow will be innocent, only paying for the loss of time and for complete recovery. If a master hits a male or female slave with a rod and the slave dies, the master must be punished. But if the slave recovers after a couple of days, then the master is not to be punished, for the slave is his property. But if there is further harm, the punishment must match the injury. A life for a life, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, a foot for a foot, a burn for a burn, a wound for a wound, a bruise for a bruise, a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, yeah, a hand for an eye, hand for a hand, foot for foot. If an owner hits a male or female slave in the eye and the eye is blinded, the slave must be set free in compensation for the eye. If an owner knocks out the tooth of a male or female slave, the slave must be set free in compensation for the tooth. If an ox gores a man or woman to death, the ox must be stoned, and its flesh may not be eaten in such cases. However, the owner is not to blame. But suppose the ox had a reputation for goring and the owner had been informed but failed to keep it under control. If the ox then kills someone, it must be stoned, and the owner must also be put to death. However, the dead person's relatives may accept payment to compensate for the loss of life. The owner must pay whatever is demanded. The same law applies if the ox gores a boy or a girl. But if the ox gores a slave, either male or female, the animal's owner must pay 30 silver coins, and the ox must be stoned. Suppose someone digs or uncovers a pit and fails to cover it, and then an ox or a donkey falls into it. The owner of the pit must pay full compensation, but then he gets to keep the dead animal. If someone's ox injures a neighbor's ox and the injured ox dies, then the two owners must sell the live ox and divide the money between them. They must also divide the dead animal. Or if it was known that the ox had a habit of goring, yet its owner failed to keep it under control, the owner must pay full compensation, a live ox for the dead one. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, yeah, a hand for a